questions. Well, in the Ask the Expert section of St. Louis Kids magazine, there's an article about tattoos. This is the question that was posed. My daughter will be 18 next month and has informed me she's getting a tattoo. I do not want this to happen. What should I do? Wow, that's a tough one. And so to get the answer, educational consultant Russell Hyken is with us today. Russell, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, my inclination is to say you are not going to get a tattoo as long as you live in my house. Okay, but that would be wrong right away.
No, it's trying to stop your teenager from doing anything is very difficult.
Almost impossible, really. I mean, you can't chain him to the bed because that would be illegal.
So no matter what your opinion, your goal is to have a discussion and not an argument. So when it comes to tattoos, you want to talk about why do you want to get it, and then you want to ensure that you've done your job as a parent. So a year from now, 10 years from now, they don't come back and point the finger at you and say, how'd you let me do this? Why'd you let me do this?
Okay, so resist the urge to try to put your foot down and let's get to a discussion.
Let's have a serious discussion about it.
And during that discussion, we want to talk about a couple of issues. One of those is safety.
Safety is key. One thing you should insist on is that your daughter or son make sure they do their tattoo at a licensed tattoo shop.
Because not all of them are.
Not all of them are. And while that is still no guarantee that they won't experience pain, swelling, and
because
bleeding.
They will, won't they, Russell? They will.
It's quite possible.
Okay,
That might be part of your way to deter them.
Normal.
But what that will do is it will guarantee that they are at least working in sanitary conditions and that poorly drawn art will not happen on their body.
Okay, and at that point, too, I'm resisting the urge to say, you know it's going to hurt. Okay, the second thing to discuss are the social implications, and our teenagers are not known for thinking outside themselves.
So social implications in tattoo placement. You know, teenagers may think tattoos are cool, but future employers may have a much different perspective. And adolescent art may be great when you're a teen, but it can produce adult anxiety when you're trying to make your way out there in the work world. So what you want to do is guide your child to making a good decision. You know, a beautiful butterfly on your shoulder may be hard to conceal in a business environment.
Exactly. I mean, we've had a regular guest on Great Day St. Louis who is removing tattoos on a regular basis for people who are trying to get into the military now.
Exactly, exactly. So maybe try and steer your son or daughter to a small symbol on the ankle around the belt line, something that won't distract or offend.
Here's a question that perhaps mom and dad, you don't ask your teen a lot, and that is, why do you want to do this, honey?
Well, you know, and
why are we going to ask that question?
Well, you know, the reason why you want to ask that question is going to give you some insight into their inner world, but you kind of know how they're thinking. Some will want to get tattoos to strengthen their bonds with their friends. It's very popular in the peer group to do it, so let's go do it together. Others may be looking to establish an identity, kind of in a search for who they are, and doing that tattoo will set themselves apart and give them some type of different perspective on life. So ask your child why they want to do it.
And I know a lot of people who are going to bring up their faith in this, that you shouldn't do that to your body. If you haven't established that with your child, it's probably going to be a difficult time to bring that up in the first place.
Yeah, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to argue with your child, because really arguing becomes about winning, not about making good decisions. Instead, I would look at your child and be thankful that your teenager is willing to talk to you about such a sensitive and personal topic. If they're willing to come to you and at least have the discussion, you've done your job as a parent. So trust your gut, and hopefully they'll make the right decision.
Okay. It's a great question and a difficult issue, really, because it seems so common, tattoos do.
You know, as a matter of fact, more than 1/3 of all adults under the age of 35 have a tattoo. And a quarter of adults under the age of 50 have a tattoo. So tattoos are mainstream. It's not just about rock stars and celebrities anymore. It's about the mom next door. Look around the PTA meeting and I'm sure you'll notice a tattoo on an ankle.
Okay, I will resist the urge to say not in my house. All right, thank you for joining us, Russell. Thank you for the information.